When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things it took from me, I know that I am so much better, better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong. I could feel it in my bones. There was something going on, that shade of doubt hanging around that old. 'Cause darling, there is nothing right when all you seem to do is lie. Those days are gone. I'm walking tall while you're alone. When I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things it took from me, I know that I am so much better, better. When I look at what I've done, now that we're apart, when I look at what I've won, I've come so far. I know I'm so much better off, and baby, you don't belong.
So let me explain what it is that I'm working on. We have a family reunion coming up on my mom's side of the family, and I have been tasked to create the shirts that everyone will be wearing. I usually really don't like matchy outfits, uniforms, things like that. But after I made the merch shirts for my sister, I've really been wanting to design more t-shirts. Like, it was so much fun, and I just love being able to see my work in shirt form, in physical form of any kind, which is why like I loved making the stickers so much for my birthday. But anyway, so I am making the design for the shirts. I don't know, I just want them to be stylish, like a shirt that I wouldn't mind wearing. Like, in my mind, I want it to feel like a merch shirt for something, and I want it to be almost like a concert tee, like that type of feel. I don't know. This is just like ideas that I'm playing with. So the first thing that I did was I asked them what were their non-negotiables. What are the things that they insisted needed to be part of the shirt? So they wanted the Chinese name for the family, and then they wanted to include all of the Chinese names of the original 6 siblings that basically started off this branch of our family. So I asked for all of the Chinese names, and what I've done is I've researched every single name. It's like all the men in the family, all of their first names start with Chin, which means metals, gold, money. So obviously they were going for some kind of prosperity thing, right? And then all the women, all of their names start with Shu, which means pure, beautiful, lovely. So inspired by this, and also all the individual names, I've created like individual elements of just like things that I think of when I hear these specific words, and then I'm gonna put that together into an interesting pattern. All right, I'm gonna get back to drawing.
When I think about the way, when I think about the way we used to be, when I think about the things it took from me, I know that
I really have been loving like really detailed line work recently, so that is what I am going with for this particular drawing. And what I'm using to line everything is my Pilot Kakuno. And in here, I have the Dominant Industries Periwinkle Tinkle. No, wait, sorry. Periwinkle Twinkle, not Tinkle. Is the name of this ink. And this was a Christmas gift from my tita. This is so special, this ink, because I don't know if you can see that, but there's like a slight glitter to the ink. So when I'm writing, I just see like sometimes the light will catch it. I can get it really dark and it really layers well onto itself. But then it'll catch the light and there's just like a teeny tiny bit of shimmer to it. I need to practice self-restraint. I didn't like how this was turning out, and instead of stopping and like assessing why I didn't like it, I just kept going and going and going, and now I really hate it. So I'm just gonna redraw that, but that's a problem for later. Now I'm drawing some peonies. I love drawing peonies or chrysanthemums, or I don't know, just like these super detailed flowers. I absolutely love that. So like I said, all of the men, their first names start with gold, Jin, and there are 3 men. So I made 3 coins to represent them. And then for the ladies, who start with Shu, which is pure, beautiful, and lovely, I'm gonna draw like white flowers, and then 3 of them as well for the 3 girls.
Ang kanibang luto pa si EXO. Tawag mo.
어릴 때 원했던 어른이 됐나. Thought I found, oh, she's mine. 놓칠까 달렸던 나. Let's just take it slowly. 늦은 어떤 때 같은 곳을 바라보고 있잖아. Go anywhere you want.
I just got home from art class, and this is the finished painting that I made. I kind of really love how it turned out. It's still a little wet from the glue because they applied it onto this plywood backing over here. But yeah, I really like how it turned out. It's not my usual art style. It's not what I usually make or gravitate towards. When I first saw it out in the light, that was my first time seeing it with like actual sunlight and with bright lights, and I was shocked at how vibrant the colors were. So this medium I found very interesting. It's a traditional Korean paint. I'm not really sure because they don't speak English, so a lot of it is like context clues and figuring things out. It's a traditional pigment like what they use for the Chinese calligraphy, where you have to grind it into stone, and that's how you get the paint. They've made like a more manufactured, ready for retail version, and that's what we were using, that come in the tubes, but you can't buy it here in the Philippines. You can only buy it in Korea. But I actually found it really interesting working with it. It reminded me a lot of watercolor, and my teacher said that it's actually a little bit like gouache, which I've never worked with before, but which I'm very curious about because I've only ever worked with acrylic gouache but not gouache. Something that I really enjoyed about this process was the fact that I didn't really have to think. to be honest. Like, she would just tell me, all right, this is going to be this shade of red, and then we're going to do the orange, and then you're going to move to more of a yellowy orange. Now do that. And then I would paint it. And then she's like, okay, now we're going to add a gradient. It's going to be this color. So it was interesting to see her thought process and how she liked to do things. And there are two teachers there. I just found both of their techniques so different, and they would take turns like giving me advice on how to proceed, on what to do. And it was just interesting to see, like, oh, like Miss Julie, I think she really likes very vibrant, bright colors. So she was the one who was always telling me, like, oh, maybe let's add some more peach here and there to add light to the leaves, or let's make this bright, or let's make this blue. Like, she wanted to make this butterfly all blue, but then Miss Vina wanted a more muted but like very subtle, lots of gradients type of palette, which is why a lot of it is like gradiated, which I also really came to love later on. So it's very different, but it's just about deciding what you like. Something that I took away from this was sometimes the subtlest detail can leave enough of an impact, because I'm the type of person who tends to get really lost in every single detail, and then I'll try to fix something over and over again and spend all my time on one detail that nobody's going to notice, when I can just give it just the littlest hint of something. Like for these butterfly bodies, all I did was add one teeny tiny stroke of orange right at the bottom, and then I diluted it to create a gradient, and it just gives it so much depth. But you wouldn't really notice, and there's no need to overwork it, and there's no need to overthink it. You can just give it the littlest hint of something, and it's enough. And when you put all of those littlest hints all over the painting, it all adds up to something to make a whole piece. So yeah, I think that's my main takeaway from this particular painting. Why you throw there?
I'm trying to put here. And stop. And
Whoops, don't throw on Dido's computer, please.
I'm throwing it here on the phone.
Oh, no lang, sa floor lang. Floor lang, baby, floor lang. I wonder how much of this I should cut.
Why are you cutting it?
So I finished my painting, and then my teacher said, when this dries, you can cut off the extra. So I'll cut off the extra.
What your teacher told you?
My teacher, she said, cut the extra, you don't need it.
You don't need this anymore.
Because I already made a line.
Why there's no this one foam?
What do you mean?
Why your teacher told you cut the extra?
See, so it's clean. Nice and neat. You don't need the extra naman daw.
Why?
So that it's easier to hang, I think. So that it's cleaner.
What are you doing?
You think that's enough? I think that's enough. Why are you making gabas my table?
What you're doing?
그대로 나 돌아간다면 다시 한번 또 나 바꿔주고 싶어 어렸던 내 맘을 Baby you Jump to your castle 내린 타이밍 이젠 빨리 흘러가겠지 그때가 그립다고는 못하겠어 난 아직 쫓아가고 있어 사실 난